Today we're doing two NFL player props here on PrizePicks for Sunday, November 19th. Before we get started, take a look in the description below. Hop into our premium Discord, $9.30 per month, 31 cents per day. It's where I post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. We also have other premium cappers in there as well. They post all their plays, research, and analysis. Overall, you guys, super positive community in there. Everyone just trying to help each other cash. I also want to mention I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. These are simply plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. Again, no one's pressing submit on those parlays other than yourselves. But let's get right into it, you guys. Pretty crazy how far we are along here in this NFL season. Next week, we got the Thanksgiving Day games. So crazy times how fast the season's gone by here, in my opinion. Two player props, though, for the Sunday slate. This is obviously not including the Monday Night Football slate. Again, drop a like on this video, you guys, and hit that subscribe button because I do drop content like this all the time. But let's get right into it. Both these plays here are going to be receptions props, and they're going to be from at least one of these guys is a wagon here. It's going to be TJ Hockenson over 6 receptions. So take a look at TJ Hockenson. If you take a look at his quick last 5, which I don't really specifically do too much or hold too much value in the last 5, but we look at TJ Hawkinson's 6 receptions or more in 5 of his last 5 games. And we take a look at his last 2 specifically with Josh Dobbs at quarterback. He had 7 receptions, and Josh Dobbs, I believe, came in the game in the second quarter, or even midway through the second quarter, and then 11 catches last week against the New Orleans Saints. 11. We look at this matchup. This is a Sunday Night Football game at Denver. Looking like there's going to be a little bit of rain, but I did a deeper dive on the weather. It's looking like some light showers, and that's kind of even giving me more reason to target Hawkinson's receptions, right? Tight ends, the short checkdowns. Obviously, Pat Surtain, the elite cornerback for the Denver Broncos, is going to be on Jordan Addison here. Just obviously to initially talk about why I like this play. But Jordan Addison is going to be by Pat Surtain, one of the league's more prominent lockdown cornerbacks. And for TJ Hockenson, right, we look at over on Outlier. Over on Outlier, they got him at minus 148 on Caesars, minus 135 on DraftKings to over 5.5 receptions. Now, again, I'm not really sure why this line is at 5.5. Obviously, with the heavy juice line at 5.5, we're going to get it on PrizePicks at 6. That's just what it's going to be. We saw this last week was at 5. But at 6 receptions for TJ Hockenson, I just don't see a scenario where he doesn't get us at least six receptions. Like, we're talking about 3 receptions in each half, right? Like I talked about, look at this game, 2.5 point spread, 42.5 over under. So Vegas still predicting a good amount of points in this one with the over 40, right? Like, we look at the Giants, Washington with no weather impact, 38. New York Jets, Buffalo, no weather impact, 39. So 42.5, decent over under that Vegas is giving us here in this matchup. But let's just do a deeper dive. So these last 2 weeks with Josh Dobbs as his quarterback, saw 12 targets and 15 targets. He's seen 27 targets in the last 2 weeks. And, obviously TJ Hockenson throughout the season has been a target monster, has seen massive amounts of the target share, but 28.6 and then 44.1% of the target share last week, you guys, with Josh Dobbs as quarterback. Now, even going back to when Josh Dobbs was the quarterback, in Arizona, he had the second highest target share to tight ends in the entire NFL. Like, he loved to target tight ends. Zach Ertz, Trey McBride on Arizona. He's here with now in Minnesota with TJ Hockenson, who, again, debatably, he is more talented than those two guys, in my opinion. And you can see why he's targeted him 27 times over the last 2 games. Now, there's even been an article that came out how TJ Hockenson and Josh Dobbs know each other. They had practice in the summer together in Tennessee, so they already have a connection, and we're seeing it kind of come to fruition in these 2 games, right? And it's just a super strong matchup against the Denver Broncos. Like, yards per throw to the tight end position is 8.99, so, you could pivot if you don't like receptions at 6. You could pivot to take 55.5 receiving yards. The only reason I'm not taking receiving yards is because that weather factor and the potential for those shorter types of checkdowns to a player like TJ Hockenson. But, nonetheless, the Broncos have been getting torched by tight ends all season long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th most receptions to the tight end position, along with the 9th most total targets to the tight end position. Tight ends game log this season versus the Broncos. We've seen Travis Kelce had 6 receptions and 9 receptions on 9 and 9 targets, and then Cole Kmet 7 catches on 9 targets, and then Dalton Kincaid a few weeks ago 6 targets on 5 catches. And obviously Travis Kelce is the alpha, wide receiver or target for Patrick Mahomes in that offense. Cole Kmet, plays behind DJ Moore, and Dalton Kincaid plays behind Stephon Diggs. So we're seeing these types of tight ends who are high usage tight ends, on the targets that they are getting, being able to catch those balls. I just don't see in a scenario, like I said, with Josh Dobbs as the quarterback. I think TJ Hawkinson's ceiling is even higher now with Josh Dobbs as the quarterback, just for how often he likes to check down and target tight ends. And then also no Justin Jefferson again this week. I like this play. I love this play, actually. TJ Hawkinson over 6 receptions. The second play, it's going to be another tight end, and it's going to be one I mentioned earlier in the video. It's going to be Trey McBride. I like his over 5 receptions. Trey McBride, Zach Ertz is out. He's the tight end 1 in this offense. Last 3 weeks since Zach Ertz has been out, 10 catches against Baltimore, 3 against Cleveland, which, again, if you don't know, Cleveland is super, super elite against the tight ends. They give up the fewest catches to the tight ends. And Trey McBride in that game still had, where did he go? He still had 3 catches in that game. And then last week against Atlanta, 8. And the key is, against Atlanta was the first game with Kyler Murray back. And Kyler Murray targeted him 9 times for 8 catches, 131 yards in the air. Right, you love to see that with the new quarterback Kyler Murray. Even going back to last season, right? Kyler Murray liked to target Zach Ertz, and it really, it goes to show that Trey McBride, he's been on the team. He was on the team last season. Like, it's not like he's a new face. He knows who Kyler Murray is. They probably practiced a ton together, so there is familiarity there. And for Trey McBride, like I said, those targets have been key here since becoming the starter. 14 targets against Baltimore, 5 targets against Cleveland, obviously a super tough matchup, and then 9 targets here. Against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, but here he gets, if you take a look, here he gets opponent rank the best possible matchup he's had all season. 30th ranked Houston Texans. We took the Texans, right, to the tight end position. They're allowing the 5th most receptions to the tight end position this season, along with the targets. We're looking at the 6th most targets to the tight end position. We look at tight ends game log this season versus the Texans. I mean, this is a smash spot. We look at Tanner Hudson. Or just look at the last couple weeks. Tanner Hudson, 7 targets, 6 catches. Drew Sample, another tight end in that offense, 3 targets, 2 catches. Cade Otton, 9 targets, 6 catches. Week before that, Kyle Pitts, 11 targets, 7 catches. Jonnu Smith, 7 targets, 6 catches. And these two played in the same game, right? 13 total catches to the 2 tight ends for the Falcons. Evan Ingram, 8 catches for 7 catches. So if you just look at this, you can see 5 different tight ends have had 6 receptions against the Houston Texans this season. The way the Houston Texans play defense, they really limit the wide receivers. Obviously, their secondary is very good, in my opinion. D'Amico Ryans, head coach. And they also limit checkdowns to running backs. Those linebackers, as soon as the ball is snapped, they run to limit those checkdowns to running backs, which leaves the tight ends open for those checkdowns and those receiving options. So in a spot where I think Trey McBride should see 7 to 9 to maybe even 10 targets, I like this line a lot. Over 4.5 receptions on FanDuel is minus 166. So again, we're going to get that bumped up to 5 here on PrizePicks. But again, given the receiving work that he should see, the targets that he should see, his, repertoire with Kyler Murray as well, and just absolutely elite matchup. I mean, both these guys, you guys, are in elite matchups in my opinion here. Again, we're going to have Trey McBride in the morning games, and then obviously TJ Hawkins, we got to wait till the end of the day for this pair to hopefully cash for us. Again, if you don't like one, you don't like the other, you don't have to pair these two together. I'm just giving you guys these pair for this video specifically. But yeah, like I said, TJ Hawkinson in a great spot, should see 10 plus targets, and then Trey McBride as well should see close to 10 targets, I think, in against Houston. So smash spots for both of them here. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about these two plays. Drop a like on this video. Check out all the links in the description below as well. You guys can get a 7-day free trial with Outlier. It's a research betting tool that I use every single day. Hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.